So this is Jason Collier, Energy Committee Chair, and I'd like to call this meeting to order at 2:38 p.m. on Monday, May 17th, 2021. In attendance, we have Colonial representatives from Colonial Power, Mark and Denise, Margaret, our town administrator, and Eloise Sauls, another member of the Energy Committee.
And Denise Allard is here too from Colonial. You might have said that and I missed it.
So purpose of today's discussion is really kind of discuss the executable pricing and for us to be able to understand whether or not we want to move forward today or if we want to pause and wait and do a refresh at some point here in the near future as we kind of weigh our options for the power. So what I can share with you, Mark and Denise, is that I think overall the committee and our continued discussion afterwards was, we wanted to, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it for another 3-year period. So that, kind of gives us some good stability for the town and its residents over the course of the next 36 months from the point in which we renew. So I'm not sure if everybody else has had a chance, Denise, Margaret, to look at the pricing. It looks like it's pretty close to in line with what we saw last week. I only have this week's here in front of me as I'm mobile in my vehicle with a printout. And I see that, we were kind of beginning about 3 different options is what we kind of brought ourselves back down to, which were the meets mass requirement, which the lowest cost provider for that was spot 10759. And that includes Colonial Power's 1 mil adder, but it does not include Berlin's 2 mil adder.
Can I make a motion?
Am I accurate in that? Sure.
I make the motion that we go with the all green.
Eloise, I could only hear pieces of that.
Eloise's recommendation was to go with 3 here, the all green. So that's the Windrex.
Yep.
Is it
So
3 or
4? Before
3.
we go forward with any type of approval on that, what I would like to do is I want to talk through the options, and then I want to essentially see from a motion perspective if we want to move forward with trying to secure pricing today, or if we want to wait an additional week or 2 to get additional guidance.
We need to get this done so that the selectmen can. You have a favorite?
I'm losing you. I lost you again, Eloise.
I can barely hear.
Jason, she asked if you have a favorite.
A favorite from honestly, if I'm leaning anywhere right now, I'm leaning towards, I'm not sure that I think we have a lot of the information in front of us. What I'm not fully comfortable with is whether or not we have enough information and knowledge for us to move forward at a point that's 6 months earlier than when our typical renewal would come.
So no, Stephen's not here yet. So I just want to just on the logistics of the contract. If Jason, you're a little hesitant to execute today, and that's perfectly reasonable. I actually do need the board to allow me to execute the contract on their behalf, and they haven't taken such a vote yet. So I'd be a little hesitant in actually signing today.
You need our vote for the selectmen.
I need the selectmen's vote according to the act. So I need to have the select board, just a workflow thing. I need the select board's approval to allow me to execute the contract on their behalf. Once I have that, then you're going to be able to move a lot more quickly.
Based on that, and hopefully Steve will be able to join us here in a couple minutes, because I'd like to get kind of his input on this too, is where I'm kind of leaning, that makes me lean a little bit more, Margaret, is to delay the execution of renewal of the contract until we get your authority to execute on the select board's behalf in place, so that we can maybe move a little bit more expeditiously when we get to that point, since no matter what we are seeing in front of us right now, we're going to need to get a refresh of anyways, because we're not going to be able to execute it by 3:30 today. So since we would need refresh pricing, instead of making it a rush job, I would prefer to take our time and make a more thought out, well-informed decision for everybody, and put the Energy Committee as well in a better position to craft some messaging for the residents in the town about what this will look like.
Jason, Mark has his hand up.
Okay. Mark?
Yes, Jason, Mark Capitone, Colonial Power. Just, if we can't, that's not a problem, Margaret, but if she does need the vote, we should just let the supply community know today we're not going to execute. And then, Margaret, whether it's a week or two, we can go out whenever all the kind of the gun is loaded, they're ready to price. So,
Yeah.
you know, they'll keep that pricing within a month, if you know what I'm saying. Because if it gets a little bit longer than that, they may want to get some new numbers in case people opted in or opted out. But overall, you know, you have a little bit of time to work in. I don't expect the market to move. It's a shoulder month, so I don't expect it to move terribly one way or the other right now. But there's no reason to keep people here today, because we can't make it unless there's questions on the pricing. Then I'm happy to answer them. Make no mistake. But if you can't execute, then we should, you know, allow you to run your process, and then we'll go from there. You know, once you're ready, you can say, hey, Mark, next Tuesday or whatever Tuesday it is, we'll be completely ready to roll, and you can start to view, you know, executable pricing at that time.
Okay,
Yeah,
oh, go ahead, Jason, sorry.
I appreciate that, Mark. And Margaret, what I'm thinking is maybe this gives us the time to do any additional research we want, any additional preparation of communication for the residents, but as well, and more importantly, is maybe be a little bit more planful around this. So if we know that we can do a refresh, and if those refreshes for executable pricing usually come on Mondays, maybe a couple weeks from now, we can be in a position to say, you know what, we want to refresh so that we can have executable on, you know, call it Monday. Monday days in June. So 4th, 6th, 7th, I think, maybe June 7th. We want to have our series of meetings set up so that we can get the executable pricing. We can review it as an energy committee, and then take it to have a meeting in place with the select board immediately after we review it. So then we can get the decision on execution, and then you would be able to do what you need to do on your side, Margaret.
Yes, so I mean, I'm looking at the calendar. If I was to get the board's authorization, they actually have a posted meeting tonight. Not that this is a specific agenda item, but this is something received within 48 hours. If they meet tonight and they authorize me to execute the contract on their behalf, you could be ready to go anytime once the Energy Committee is able to meet.
Okay.
Okay,
I have one question for Mark. Have the prices changed?
it went down. The Eloise just asked if the prices changed. So the 3-year on the 100% wind went down by what? Looks like two one thousandths of a cent.
That's correct.
So
On the
So it was
national
point.
side.
It was that was spot 11336
Yes,
last week. Is that correct?
yes.
Last week it was 0.11156, and this week it's 0.1116.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I mean, altogether, I don't feel as a community and the residents of Berlin are at major risk of us waiting another 2 weeks. I based on what Mark and Denise, what you're saying is, anticipate that there would be a massive shift over the next couple weeks, and that I think that would just give us some time to be a bit more comfortable and confident in our decision. I know I won't speak for you, Eloise. I know, or Margaret, but I know that I kind of feel a little rushed. And when it's a 3-year decision, being rushed is typically is a recipe for disaster.
That's because it's done on a national basis. It's really out of our hands.
So Eloise asked a question for Mark or Denise. What's the difference in pricing between last year and this year? So if we were using the rates that are executable right now, what is the difference between, is it last year this time?
Yeah.
Last year this time and now?
Yeah, so last year we're at like historic lows in the gas market. So just depending on the load profile and how they saw the risk, the issue is the contract was so far out, we would have only been able to get a year or so added to it, at least. But now that we're that much closer, most suppliers won't go over 36 months just due to risk with capacity and those kind of things. So timing wasn't great, but I'm saying to you, last year, the pricing probably would have been, and that's at historic lows, about a half a penny to a penny lower than it is right now. If you know, not with, it's not razor thin pricing, I'm giving you just ballpark. It would have been the low tens, I would say. Low tens, high nines, best. Somewhere in that range.
Okay.
You can't think of it on his feet.
All right. I guess,
Goodbye.
all right, Eloise is signing out.
Okay.
Okay.
Eloise.
Well, I'm trying to get ready for.
Yeah, we have a town meeting
For
tonight.
tonight, yeah.
Oh, understood. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Good luck.
All right, so Margaret,
All
we'll
right.
keep in, on timing.
Yes,
So-
we will.
Yeah,
Yes,
if you
yeah.
get the approved, Margaret, you can just send us an email, then we can,
Oh, yep.
then we'll know that you're approved. And then we'll allow you guys to meet again and talk through anything. We're happy to join if you need any insider information from us. We're happy to join,
Okay.
Jason, if that's the case.
All right. Perfect. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Denise. I appreciate it.
All
Oh,
right.
you're welcome.
Jason, I'll let you know
All
what,
right.
I'll let you know what comes out of the board's meeting tonight, okay?